So I always say art to your heart because I want my art to connect with people on an emotional level. Because if you see something you think it's cool, that's great. But if you see something and it touches you emotionally, if something untangible physically moves you inside, my ability to make that happen, it's kind of an ego boost. It's also it speaks for the work. Today was like no other. I was actually able to move somebody with my art. My friend Anthony came over. I invited him over because I had something for him. He recently lost his pupper, and I did a pet portrait of Georgia. Georgia was a gorgeous little dog, and she had a very complex life. And I'm not going to get into the details of it. Just I'm going to say that my friend was hurting, and from me giving him this, it eased him a little bit. He really appreciated it, and it did, in fact, match, exactly how he remembers her. In fact, he showed me a keychain he had of the same picture I used for the portrait, and yeah, I mean, I definitely got him. I got her to a T. So today was a good day. I got to touch somebody with my art, someone that I care about too. Anthony isn't just a friend; he's my best friend from high school. We graduated high school together. I met him in Boy Scouts, and I actually met all of the other guy friends I have through Anthony. My buddy Tom, Anthony, and myself used to just sit and play Magic the Gathering all the time, and we haven't had the time to do that because Tom moved to Virginia. Anthony's very busy in his life. I have my kids, and I'm busy too. So time gets away from you, especially after high school, and you have to be a grown-up. So being able to connect with Anthony on this level was nice because the last time we did something like this, he actually got ordained to perform mine and my wife's wedding. Anthony's always been a fierce supporter of my endeavors, and he's always been there when something bad's happened to me. When I had the car accident that claimed my eye, he sat by my bedside, and he's actually the one who reached out to my mother to let her know that I was in an accident because I didn't want my mom to know until we knew that it was actually something to tell her. So Anthony's been there for me a lot, and it was nice to be able to do something for him because I find myself these days not able to do much else other than to create something for somebody. Sales haven't been great. Bills make them less great, So I don't have the, hey, let's go out and get a couple drinks. Or, hey, I'll stop by with a six-pack. Because even that's an expense that, I try to avoid. But ironically, I'll justify spending twice as much using materials that I've already spent money on. But who the fuck cares? Because it's for someone that you care about, Like I said, Anthony has been there for a lot. I mean, I'm 41 years old now. We met in Boy Scouts when I was like 12. I mean, do you know anybody that long? We've been through some crazy shit. So I'm glad that, like I said, I'm glad I was able to connect with him. It was restorative to my general feel, Got to catch up a little bit. I told him what was going on with the job interview too. The Michaels, I called them and I was like, hey, just curious, did I overestimate my ability to interview, or do I still have the job? And they said they're still working on my compensation paperwork. That has to be approved by HR. So they definitely want me. It's a matter of whether or not Michaels wants me now. So it doesn't even matter if they want me. It's just a matter of getting the approval. So we're just waiting on that. And then, knowing Anthony, he'll want to celebrate. So we probably will, I want to try hanging out with Anthony a little more often now because, I plan to leave town soon. And after the graduation, after the high school reunion, there's just not a whole lot of people around anymore that have been around. And yeah. Life has a hard way of hitting you sometimes, I don't know. I'm missing the good old days. Thinking about all the future changes gets me a little anxious. So, we'll call it here for today. I'm going to get some work done. I got a dystopian wasteland piece that I'm working on. I'll show you guys that a little later too.